Good morning, my dear channel followers. English from A to Z with Mr. Aziz Zuhair. You are welcome to a new video. In this video, we are going to see a new lecture related to phonetics. Mainly, we are going to see vowels and consonants. So, in this small lecture, we are going to contrast between vowels and consonants. As you know, both of them, they belong to the phonetic literature as speech sounds. Concerning articulation, of course. But when we want to go deeply and to examine the distinction between them, we find that this distinction is very important. So let's take these differences between vowels and consonants. First, vowels constitute and represent open stages where the outgoing, the air that goes out, flows freely. I mean, there is no stoppage of air. There is no blockage of airflow in this articulation. So, also the vocal cords, they are left open. And when we speak about the vocal cords, we speak about those small curtains that open and close. Especially when they are open, there is a space between them. That space is called the glottis. So here the vocal cords are open to the extent that lips or teeth or the tongue do not block the air. And here we have in front of you, I have chosen 3 vowels, which is O, A, central vowel, and U. On the other hand, when we speak about consonants, there is constriction. But this constriction, I mean narrowing, there are some degrees of differences. To the extent that the outgoing air is stopped, is impeded. And here we are going to focus on 3 different elements. Number 1, stops. For example, t, d, and so on. Here, the outgoing or the air is stopped, is impeded completely. But with laterals, for example, l, the air is partially blocked. Unlike stops, which is completely blocked. But with fricatives, especially f and s and their counterparts, which are v and z, here we have what we call narrowing. The air escapes, but it is not impeded, but it escapes through this fact which I have spoken about, narrowing. Second, when we speak about vowel letters, we have 5. You know them. But when we speak about consonant letters, we have 21, which means the total concerning vowel letters and consonant letters, we have 21. Then we move to number 3, the number of sounds that we have in English. So we have 20 vowel sounds and about 24 consonant sounds, which means the total number is 44 related to English. Fourth, vowels, they are very important. Why? Because they represent, or they are the nucleus of a syllable. But when we speak about consonants, they have to be linked with a vowel. This is an obligation. This is a necessity. They must be linked to vowels in order to form syllables. Fifth, vowels are classified. So here we are going to see the identification, how we can identify and how can we classify vowels and consonants. With respect to vowels, we speak about the position of the jaws. So here, when we speak about the position of the jaws, we mean either close or open. At the same time, number 2, we speak about the movement of the tongue. Once we speak about the movement of the tongue, we mean back or front. And number 3, we speak about the shape of the lips. When we speak about the shape of the lips, we mean either a rounded or an unrounded. Which here we speak about the movement of, or the shape of the lips, concerning a rounded and unrounded. For example, the central vowel, which is A, is unrounded. But when we speak about U, it's rounded. There is a rounding of the lips. Insofar as consonants are concerned, concerning these parameters that I'm speaking about, they are classified according to 3 parameters. Number 1, place of articulation. And number 2, manner of articulation. And number 3, we speak about voicing quality. Don't forget that voicing quality is binary, either minus voice or plus voice. You may find other names, for example, voiceless, voiced. So these are the parameters by which we classify and identify both vowels and consonants. 6th, all vowels are voiced. But concerning consonants, they may be voiced and they may be voiceless. When you take a sound which is voiced, there is its counterpart which is voiceless. Let me give you an example. You speak about T. So T is voiceless. Its counterpart is D, which is voiced. You speak about a fricative. So S is voiceless. Once you speak about Z, it becomes voiced. So which means each sound has its counterpart. Voiced, voiceless, plus voice, minus voice. 7th, here we speak about another characteristic which is very important. is that vowels may be or can be nasalized. When we speak about nasals, we have three sounds, you know them. But here we speak about nasalized, which means under the influence of a nasal sound. Under the influence of a nasal sound. How? When we have a vowel that comes after or before a consonant, that comes after a consonant or before a consonant, it becomes nasalized. In this case, the influence of that nasal sound, which is consonant, influences the vowel that becomes, as a result, nasalized under the influence of the neighboring consonant. Here we have two examples, man. So the vowel here, it is in a medial position and it becomes nasalized because it appears after a nasal sound, the first sound, and before the second sound, which is itself nasal. Another example is related to wing. So the vowel becomes nasalized under the influence of the nasal sound that comes after it. This one. By contrast, consonant, which I have spoken about them now, they are nasal. This is their, what do we call it, natural characteristic. So they are naturally nasals, and we have in English 3 nasals. Here are they in front of you. 8th, vowels can be either short or long. Short, we don't use a diacritic. And what is a diacritic? This diacritic related to length, the colon that we use in front of these sounds. So all of them, they have this diacritic to show length, which means here the vowel is maintained for a specific time, longer than a short vowel. But consonant never have this characteristic of length. To summarize, so both consonants and vowel, really, yes, they constitute the phonetic literature. They have great importance in the phonetic, discipline. However, they differ in so many ways. So the video of today is over. See you in another video, and thanks for watching.